Hello everyone. We didn't get time to do the coding in the previous video, so here I will continue to use glob to find files and subprocess calls to grep files. I actually implemented this once, but the sound quality was bad. So let's check out the previous commit and start from there again. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, so let me remind you the final goal. We want to have a command line tool that takes in a repo name and a search term, which could be a file or could be, say, a function name or a class name, or basically any search term you want. It could be a regular expression too. So you can see here the two search modes are actually different. So if it's a file, we can say subprocess call to the find command, or we can use the standard library glob. If it's a search term, we can subprocess call to the grep. So it's better to explicitly differentiate these two cases. Say we add an option -f to tell the command line that we are doing the file search. Okay, we can start from that implementation. So here we just add an option -f and save it to a new variable. And this variable is a binary, and if we set it, it will become true. Let's say search for files. Okay, we are also included here and print it out for debugging. Okay, now we can code the overall logic top down. Say if it's a file search, then we will call out to some find function. Else, we will call out to a grep function. So here the find and grep functions, they don't exist, but we will implement them later here just to make the overall logic more clear. Okay. So the search result can be multiple matches. So for each match, we print it out. Okay. So since we are doing URL, let's include some HTTP address to make it look more real. Say https github.com. Okay, and of course, suppose you are using different hosting site, you need to adjust this prefix. So you probably need a configuration file to tell apart for different repos. Actually, we probably need some configuration that looks like, say, repo 1 and its address and what kind of hosting site it is, say GitHub. Say another one is hosted at OpenGrok. And then you need to change the prefix accordingly. Okay, there's one more change I want to make here. So right now we are passing the repo name. And you can imagine inside this find function, we will need to get the local directory for that repo and run the corresponding either the find or grep there. So we might as well just get a pass from the outside. And then pass the pass inside. So we don't need to repeat ourselves inside the util APIs. So this repo will eventually come from the local configuration file, that CSV file. But for now, we just mock it. We can use the current repo as a test. Okay, so it's basically a dictionary from the repo name to the repo address. Okay. Okay. Now we need to do the API implementation. So we need a find function that takes a pass, which is a string, and a keyword, which is also a string, and it returns a list of strings. And we also have a grep function. Okay, so for the find, I will use glob. So as I mentioned, there are three options. We can subprocess call to the find command, and we can do the glob, or we can do the passlib.glob. The subprocess is probably slow, so we don't do that. The passlib.glob will return all the hidden files as well. So that's not what we want, since we are looking for source code. The glob API will automatically get rid of the hidden files, so let's just use that. We will also need the OS library, because we want to change the working directory to the repo directory. Okay, then we just return glob and the keyword. Okay, let's try if this works. The URL, the repo is also the URL, and let's say we look for util.py, and we are in the file search mode. Util is not defined. Oh, we didn't import it here. We didn't import it in the main function. Okay, let's try again. Oh, it should be from. Okay. Now you can see we get something that looks like a GitHub link. This doesn't really work yet, because I think there's still some other text here, but this is good enough for now. Okay, now let's go to the grep implementation. So for that, we need the subprocess module. And we need to define a subprocess call. Okay, so the command we will run is this one. Say we want to find anything that's a function. We want to find any function in this repo. Then we use this command. So you can see we got the matching file, and also the matching line, and the line content. Okay, we just need this command. And we want to replace this with the keyword. Make it a F string. So since we use the star here, we have to trigger it in the shell mode. And also text equals true, so we get the so we will get the text decoding done, and also capture output. so we don't need to do the redirection. Okay, so if we do get some output, then we will return output. Say we just return it. Return p.stdout.split on the end of line. Otherwise, we just return nothing. Okay, let's see if this works. So here we want to search, say, def. Okay, it kind of works, except we have an extra line. This is because if we do the line break, then there's another empty one. Okay, so we can just loop through this and only do it if it is not empty. And we can also break it, split on the comma, and only take the first two, which corresponds to the line and the line number, or the file and the line number. Okay. Let's say we define an empty one here and then append it. This is actually not exactly what we want, because I can show you some example of the real URL. It's a little bit long here. Let's say we break here. Yeah, so you can see we actually have some separator here. So for GitHub, it is sharp and a capital line. But this one also differs depending on the hosting site. So we will have a to-do item that we need to go from site to the separator. Okay, let's see what we have now. Okay, now we don't get rid of the empty one and have some separator there. Okay, that's basically what we want. Okay, there's one thing I want to add. So for the subprocess call, the option text, the argument text, and capture output are only available in Python 3.7. So we need to get rid of the support for 3.6. Okay, that's basically all for today. Let me do a recap. So we mocked the local configuration for the prefix and the repos. We implemented an option -f to differentiate file search mode and keyword search mode. And then we implemented the find and grep API. Okay, that's all for today. Hope this content is useful. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.